Okay, am I good now? I don't know.
You're good?
Good?
Alright, I'm just gonna start and we'll explain because now we're like behind. So, alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, okay. What did we say?
Alright, so
yeah, I'm Rex. Hi.
Yeah, and I'm Rab. I'll do most of the technical explanations here.
I'm Deimos.
And I'm Joe.
Okay, so did you get walking while talking? I wasn't looking.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay,
So,
I wasn't looking either.
Yeah, so walking while talking is basically any time in the warp room that you get put into a cutscene, it locks your movement, but you get 1 frame to press spin and jump at the same time. And then obviously you have to press triangle as well to skip the cutscene because you can't enter a level. At the very start there, he slid the TNT. TNTs have an expanding hitbox, so you can actually, if you're positioned well enough and do something fast enough, you can just blow them up without having to wait for the countdown. What he is doing here is called the neutral slide spin, or slide neutral spin if you're weird. Basically, you slide, let go of your directional input, and then spin. And why you let go of the directional input is because that maintains the momentum of the slide into the spin, and it is much faster. It's about, without zigzagging, it's about 1.8 times faster than normal movement speed. But there's zigzagging. And so zigzagging is that in this game, directional movements are faster because of some square root thing or something. I don't know. So I'm not that much of a nerd. I don't know. But another important thing about why zigzag works is because there's no real penalty for during a slide or while in the air. There is on the ground, so you won't see it on the ground. But in a slide or in the air, you...
Okay.
In a slide or in the air, there's no penalty for changing your direction. So you just want to like zigzag really fast between diagonals to get as best of a line as possible while also gaining speed. What probably happened there is that this game is a bit notorious for dropping inputs. So I'm going to guess did not get a slide out there and just went hole in one.
Not my fault.
Yeah. Also, we skipped having to go all the way through the secret entrance to get the red gem there. I just went completely past that. It's a very easy skip, but we will be actually getting that secret entrance because that is part of the percentage. So there's walking while talking again.
Alright, that's all the explanations. We'll be silent for the next hour and a half.
Please enjoy the Crash 2 soundtrack of Ski Whoosh.
So for this level on Turtle Woods, usually you want to actually break every single box in a level and get the gem and the crystal along the way and then finish the level, but with Turtle Woods, you actually need to go all the way to the end of the level first to pick up a blue gem that will disappear if you break even a single box. This is not really, I guess, a speedrun way of doing the level, but we will be doing a depth abuse at the end after picking up the blue gem, which will allow us to respawn all the way back at the start of the level, and then we can pick up all the boxes and get the crystal and the box gem all together. So you actually come into this level with a gem, a blue gem, and a crystal in one entry.
Yeah, and so why that works is that once you pick up a main item like a crystal or a gem, well, they're the only ones in this game. This game is not bad and has relics in it. The game will not take it away from you even if you die. You have it now until you leave the level. So either quit out or finish it. So yeah, death abuse there, and now we do the box gem.
And the way the game indicates that that's how you're supposed to get that gem is you would never find that on your first time through the level, but coming back into the level, you'll get to the end and it will tell you how many boxes you broke out of 0. And that's the key to know that, hey, I have to do this level without breaking boxes.
So this is a secret area. Yes, the very first level in the game has a secret gem and a secret area because Naughty Dog were doing it different in the 90s. You can see here sort of more 2D movement. In the 2D sections, they're more like 2.5D. It's sort of like they just put invisible walls most of the time to restrict you, although in later levels there's less invisible walls. And so with zigzagging, that can... It definitely is part of the reason why a lot of Crash runners are going to complain about their D-pads, because if you have a D-pad that's like biased to a certain direction, zigzagging can make you just fly off the side of the level.
Yeah, we promise we're not all bad. Dropped inputs are very infamous in this game.
Yeah, especially since this is the PAL version, so it already only runs at 25 FPS, and then on top of that, several levels like this one can be fairly laggy.
Yeah.
So inputs just get eaten by Andy Gavin himself.
Yeah.
And there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, so he mentioned the PAL version. Yeah, we're playing on the PAL version because it's actually faster. The Crash games and Spyro games, really like in sort of the PS1 era, they started actually realizing, hey, we should probably modify these games so the PAL version doesn't run super slow. And so when they were modifying this game, they actually overcompensated for Crash's speed, so he moves faster. And also, interestingly, even though he moves faster, the game lags less than on NTSC. NTSC Crash 2 is a horrible time, and I do not recommend it. Total Woods also has that rain and really bumpy terrain. And so on bumpy terrain, it's kind of hard to get jumps out. So yeah, Total Woods is one of the harder levels in the entire run, simply because it's got a lot of the elements that just sort of really clash with the speed tech.
So there's actually something that's happening pretty subtle in this level as well. Rav is probably much better at the actual technical explanation of why it works, but if we're doing NSSs up against the wall, we actually build extra speed, which Rex can use to basically do this level way faster than if you were to just NSS normally straight down the middle. These nitros right here, if you actually go too far away, the nitros will deload and they won't get crushed by the boulder. So we do have to actually wait there and wait for the boulder to pick them up.
Yeah, because in this level and the next chase level, there's no nitro detonator. So you have to wait for the boulder to destroy them. And that's like probably the best like in-game example of just how much faster you're going, is that like if you were playing casually, you would not have to worry about that. You're not going to like outrun the boulder so much that it won't blow up nitros. But with the speed tech, yeah, you're just way ahead. But yeah, wall boosting is just running into the wall at, I believe it's a 45-degree angle optimally. Also, that boulder can actually jump over that crate there, so yeah, that would have been very unepic if that happened there. And there was something I was going to mention, but I forgot it. So. Oh, spin sliding. So in that bonus, he cleared it out really fast with those crates flying, hovering in the air, because you can basically sort of spin when you land on a crate, and you get sort of grace frames to do another input. And so you can really optimize that by spinning and then sliding, and you'll break through crates really fast, and then you can sort of chain them.
This is the first level that has a gem on a timer, and the clock will start as soon as you break the first checkpoint here. And so Rex will have to get to the end of the level before that clock runs out to get the gem, but because you can move so much faster with NSS than the game intends, you can actually clear sections. You don't have to just beeline through the whole level twice. You can actually clear boxes in a couple sections before you get to that. Very important to hit that. Maybe a little dicey. I don't know.
He's hit that checkpoint at a weird angle. This game is very epic. That checkpoint is on a very specific boundary, and with something.
Catch a tire.
He did not make a save bar for this in practice. I know that much. So, oh boy.
Yeah, we'll be right.
Basically, that checkpoint is on a boundary where if you don't break it from like the front face, the game will soft lock. It will not reload when your death abuse is here. So I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, moment of truth here.
Yeah, definitely pray for this.
Yeah,
okay. Insane. Insane.
Yeah. So what actually happens there is, I think, because you're close to the bonus there, the game spawns you in the water, I think, and then there's nothing to do. It just won't spawn you.
Yeah. So you might have noticed he left a crate in the air there. But TNTs are kind of weird. TNTs, if you go far away enough from them, they just blow up, so they're not wasting, time and RAM. But when they do that, they're coded to blow up specific crates. So in that section, it's actually coded to blow up that crate that was floating in the air. So you don't need to go out of your way to blow it up. Then that saves like half a second.
But I believe that is only when the TNT is off screen.
Yeah,
if you sat there and watched it, it would not have blown that.
Yeah, it's different from like actually seeing it blow up versus like just going far away enough to make the game automatically blow it up. Oh, and also, there's wall boosting with the jet board as well. In this one, it's actually quite considerably faster. So.
You can see how much further that boost took him than a normal boost would.
Yeah. So, I guess those might are as good a point as any to bring up cycles. So, this game is incredibly cycle dependent. A lot of them are global cycles, and most of them run on 4-second timers. Some are 8 seconds. Super Boomfan did a Taz of this, and I believe he has good explanations in his Taz notes. But a lot of the game is learning how to do the optimal, or at least optimal for your skill level cycles. And one of the nice things is that global cycles will not run during loading screens or when the game is paused, and they will reset when you die. And so because there's a lot of death abuse just because of the fact that you can do it after gems and stuff, it actually sort of makes this game like putting a puzzle together. Like you can practice from one death abuse to the next and sort of learn the cycles and just put that all together to try and, you know, craft the run into the way you want it to be. Much harder to do than to say, but yeah, it's I think it's probably the thing that newer runners should learn the most about the game is just cycles are very important. It's like if you go in not really knowing what you're doing, you can be really good at the movement, but it's just you're gonna have a bit of a messy run.
Yeah, and if you know what cycles are coming because you know how well you did in the previous section, then you don't have to like guess when you get to a section. You just know, oh, I'm on cycle 2 or whatever, and then know exactly what to do instead of having to wait to see what cycle you're on. That comes into play a lot throughout this whole game.
Yeah, and that confidence it affords you, confidence that it affords you, that I think that helps a lot with this game because it's just this game really punishes you if you're not confident in your movement.
I think something that's worth mentioning as well is that everyone knows what Triple Mask is in Crash and how it gives you invincibility, but in this run you won't really see Triple Mask all that much at all. You actually can't NSS while in third mask form. You actually move slower with third mask in this game, so unless you crouch, which for some reason gives you a massive acceleration speed when you have triple. But yeah, we won't be using triple mask really at all. The routing is not really designed about getting triple mask. It's more about just using masks for certain damage abuses and all of that.
Yeah, there's also certain levels, like chase levels, that will take your masks away. And so low level routing is done in such a way that so that you never have a situation where you could get third mask form, even if you haven't taken any unintentional damage, because you can just go into a level that'll eat all your masks and then not have to worry about it.
So you might have also noticed Rex is sliding over several pits. That is just, Crash can move so fast that a lot of these smaller pits, they're not going to be able to actually start. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
And that was, what happened there was that he basically got what is called a glitch low. So this game has like a spectrum of jumps you can do. You can do a slide jump, a glitch low, and then a glitch high. A slide jump is sliding and jumping without pressing spin at any point. A glitch low is sliding and then pressing jump and spin on the same frame. And then a glitch high, which that was right there. That was unfortunate zigzag there. That was a glitch high, and that is basically sliding, pressing jump, and then on the next frame pressing spin, and then it's something like for the next 10 frames after, each like frame from there that you spin, you will get a lower and lower glitch high. The optimal glitch high for height, maybe not for actual movement, is pressing spin the frame after you jump.
Now that explanation's over, I'm actually going to do this bonus properly.
This bonus is a tough one. There's a lot going on. There's spin bounces, glitch highs, there's a lot. Yeah,
this bonus is the final gatekeeper of Warp 1.
Yeah, it really is.
Bear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barrett is Warp 1. That's the final boss of Warp 1. Barrett.
Secret boss.
There's that weird 1.5 minute cutscene before it, but
yeah, some dude's like laughing.
Just hopping around and all that stuff.
And also another thing you might have noticed is that he was sort of landing on mushrooms and stuff earlier in the level, and that is because the absolute fastest thing you want to be doing is you want to be doing a zigzagged slide on the ground. That is the fastest thing outside of like extended slides, which are sort of rare to get. There's not a whole lot of situations where you're going to be setting those up. So the idea is basically if you have to jump, you want to do as low of a jump as possible, and you want to land as early as possible so you can start sliding and zigzagging. So donation time if you've got.
Sorry about that. Sure thing, we've got $12 from Pete the Player saying $1 due for every year, mate. Finally, I have closure.
Thanks, Pete.
Alright, so yeah, this boss is just the same every time. There's no randomness in the pattern or anything. It's just you sit in the corner, you wait, do it again, spin them, and then repeat. the bosses in this game are just extremely entertaining.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, the biggest weapon Ripperoo has against you is if you get too bored and you lose focus and then run into a nitro.
Yeah. Or if you're doing a race with someone and you look at their screen and think it's your screen.
Yeah, which I have done at least twice.
Yeah, basically every boss in this game has like a different gimmick, and Ripperoo's gimmick is that he's an auto-scroller, so yeah. But the music is good. It kind of is unfortunate that you beat him right at the point where it starts to pop off, but there he is, he's gone.
Yeah, I did want to mention as well, like, Rabbit's done an excellent job, like, describing every piece of tech in this game, and on the surface, like, everybody's played Crash, everybody looks at it, and it looks very straightforward, right? But the level of execution in this run is very high. When you're NSSing and all this, you're doing this all, like, for over an hour, constantly, at all times. Any slide spin on the ground is slow. We're always trying to maximize, like, any speed we can get. That's usually through NSS. It's a lot. It's a lot of execution for such a long time. This game hurts my hands.
Yeah, that's
most Crash games are very painful to run.
Yeah, you definitely develop war scars on your knuckles from playing this game.
Yeah, basically anyone who like does a grind that lasts longer than a week is going to get a callus. Okay, so this is a bear level. We don't like these. The bear is... he sort of turns a bit crappily. Fun fact, he's actually on rails, so you can't really speed it up outside of... you want to charge and then jump as soon as possible. This will give you a little speed boost, but optimal lines do not matter here because it's on rails, so yeah. Unfortunately, Rex missed the crate here. This like ice section is really bad. Okay, you got him there, good. There's another section coming up that's also very notorious, and it's right at the end of the level. So it's a massive FU if like you miss those crates right at the end, because it's back to Warp 1. And if you've ever seen a Crash 2 100% stream, it's a lot of Warp 1, and Warp 1 is actually like, it's really, really demanding. So like, you can just get your thumb and hand like just really tired after like an hour of Warp 1, and then like by the time you get out of Warp 1, like you just can't play anymore. So this is like a really rough game, but it's very rewarding when you get good at it. So yeah, also those TNTs just like blow up on their own.
Here's the triple box of death here.
And you
Nice.
got
Yeah, that actually does deserve applause.
Yeah, that is a lot harder than it looked.
Yeah.
yeah. And also one extra special FU is that sometimes the game can drop a jump there at the end. So.
Yeah, basically you're fighting against the game the entire time you're playing it.
Yeah, so basically the way they coded this game is that you might notice it has fast loading screens. One, that's because we're playing on a PS2 with FDS. Screw PSTV, by the way. But also, they are fast in general because this game is loaded in chunks. You'll hit a trigger and then the next sections will load in. And so what that means is that when you're doing speed tech this fast, you're kind of really pushing the game's engine to its limits. So that's why there's like a lot of dropped inputs and sort of like weird things that can happen, is because you're really, really stressing this game. And if you've seen like Andy Gavin's like blog and like the video, I think it's like Ars Technica, like they're sort of like really popular. And if you've ever heard of those or seen like recaps of them, you'll know that already just by default these games are like really, really pushing the PS1's hardware and like the engine on it to just be as maxed out as it can, because Naughty Dog were... No, we like to crack jokes about them, but Naughty Dog were really good at the technical side of creating games.
So just a lot more waiting for nitros here. Of course, your run is dead if you run too far. And we know what the box counter needs to be after a certain amount of nitros. So if it is off, for example, the first one should be 23. If it says 22, it's over.
Yeah.
This bonus, I think it's this one, has this bug where if you are holding right as you leave the bonus, you'll just unload the walls of the level and slide right through them and die. So don't do that.
Yeah. It won't unload them visually, but it will unload the collision. So, and because you do use wall boost here,
he would have just slid through the wall and died there.
Nice, that was pretty clean.
Yeah. Crash Rush is always like a really fun level when it goes well. Right, So Eel Deal is up next. So this is going to be a sewer level, and it's going to be very, very claustrophobic. You don't get a lot of space to move, and there are quite a few enemies, and there are cycles as well. So yeah, Rex goes here. But it's another cool level when it's done well.
Ooh, nice.
Very close.
Okay.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, there's a little section there in front of it where it's not actually water, so you can get a little cheese going there. So
this is a mysterious room here.
yeah, why are there so many nitros? Oh, look at that. Okay, so Rex has attempted to deload the electricity in the water. It did not work, but yeah, if you sort of get hit and get in at the right angle there when you're going through that non-solid wall, you can deload the electricity.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, it did not happen. You didn't see it. This is the first time he's been through here, actually.
Yeah. So I'm going to deload the water here.
Oh, fake room joke again.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, man. Alright, whatever. Yeah, that happens. Way more than you would expect.
I'm going to take a hit. There we go.
Yep.
So we want to get rid of the mask because we want to pick up the green gem and then die to an enemy on here on purpose.
Yeah, there we go.
All the way back to the checkpoint that we triggered earlier.
So coming up here, this may be a bit of a surprise if you've played like later Crash games, is that Rex is actually going to go out of his way to break this box. And you might think, well, when he hits the nitro detonator, won't it just blow that box up? And no, it won't, because the nitro detonator in Crash 2 and 3, it doesn't actually explode the boxes. It just deletes them if they're off screen. And so any box that's buried in between nitros, and you'll see that several times throughout the game, you have to actually physically go break it because there's no explosion that will save you.
Yeah. It's pretty much like the one like really good quality of life change in NST is that they fix that up. So that's a body slam. You don't see very many of them. That's another reason why PAL is better, is that the PAL body slam is like a nuke getting dropped. It just it will destroy so many crates, whereas the NTSC one, it like really doesn't. Like, I think you need at least 3 to destroy this wall here on NTSC. But on PAL, you can get it done too.
Yeah, and NTSC, the body slam hitbox is the size of Crash, and on PAL, it's like 3 times the size.
So there is a strat that you can do where you can get hit and then drop down and slide spin along the pipes, but it's very finicky and it's a couple seconds, so not really worth it.
The collision on the pipes is as like wonky as it looks visually. You can get stuck on a lot of stuff very easily if you're not careful, and then if you get stuck, you're just dead.
Yeah. You might have noticed at the end of these levels, Rex is getting like a lot of speed on that ice when he like sort of slide spins onto a normal surface, and that is actually a thing. For some reason, if you like time your spin out of your neutral slide spin, right when you sort of transition from ice to normal ground, you will gain considerable amount of speed. So it's a very small optimization throughout the run because there's not really that much ice, but it is one that is there.
So this level is actually going to utilize the red gem that we picked up in the very beginning of the game in Snowgo. Usually, I guess you wouldn't have this until you do this secret path that they're actually heading up now. But this is going to allow Rex to just do the entire level in one pass. So, yeah, I guess in a normal way, if you didn't do what Rex did, which was doing that glitch high body slam to get the red gem, we can't actually currently do this.
Yeah.
So this is all going to be one pass.
Yeah, he would have to actually do the next level first and then come back here.
Yeah.
So this section is pretty tough because there's only there's one checkpoint right at the start, and then there's one checkpoint coming up here, and it's very easy to die. So I mentioned that in later levels there's no invisible walls on the side here, and that's true of this level. So, you know, if you one wrong zigzag chain and oops, you've fallen off the level. And also these crushers are like really fast here. You see those ones there that trigger once you go under them. Fun fact, that nitro you just jumped over is like solid on that side, so you can actually slide into it. It's really weird. Yeah, so that's an example.
Zigzag is
referring
to, just kind of flying off the edge.
Yeah, it's like
I like this section.
Yeah.
In terms of like 2D sections, I think this is definitely one of the funnest parts, but it's also pretty demanding.
Yeah, it's like, because also like, so you see those sort of like spikes above the sort of ice mirror there. So those are actually like, they have collision and you can bonk on them and then hit those nitros. This game has a lot of scenery that has collision. It's not all just like straight invisible walls like a sort of more modern take on a platformer would have. So it's very easy to like just sort of go a little bit too close to the sides of the levels and then bonk your head and fall in a hole.
Yeah, the scenery, like basically everything visible having hit detection more or less is both good and bad because you can abuse that to slide off of things that doesn't look like you could slide off of, but at the same time you can just get stuck on the same piece of scenery and die. So there's a bit of give and take there.
So Rex, unfortunately, because he died, does not have an Aku Aku mask right now. So he's going to have to do a slightly slower strat here. If you have a mask, you can just plow through this TNT and blow it up immediately. You don't have to wait, but yeah, have to do that. There's another strat you can do there, but it's much, much tighter.
Yeah, it's
not really worth it.
It's pretty cool, but it's pretty hard and not really worth it.
Here should be a pretty good example of the, yeah, there. So that's, he spun right when he was about to go onto normal ground and got an incredible amount of speed there.
So yeah, this level coming up, Air Crash, is the only level we have to actually enter twice in the entire run. All the other secret entrances and stuff we can use like skips and stuff to like get to early. It's like with Red Gym and Snow Go, but this one, there's boxes in a section that you enter from a secret entrance that just you cannot access on your first visit at all.
Yeah, and yeah, this level is like probably the most stacked in the game because it's got a secret exit, a secret entrance, and a death route. It's very, very overkill. And unfortunately, I personally think it's probably the worst platforming level in the game, so not a fun one. So here, Rex has skipped that one checkpoint because he's going to go onto this death route. By the way, a death route, if you don't know, is basically you cannot die before you reach this. If you do, it will just be outlines. So here,
ooh, that was
big.
Got saved a little bit there.
Rex doing
nice zigzag
there.
Nice zigzag.
Those jumps require a lot of zigzag to actually make that kind of distance as well. So
yeah. So Rex is going to do a trick here called the Swag Master 420.
Great
that is
naming.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is no collision on the back of this thing, so you just fall through it and die a little bit faster. And now he will respawn at this checkpoint, which conveniently is right in front of the secret exit. So there we go. So there will be no Pace Pal destroying reroute here.
So now, even though Rex already got the gem in Snow Go, he has to actually enter here, and well, he's going to enter here and leave because that will put him back in Warp 1, and then he will be able to just take the elevator up to the second boss here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and actually doing all of those is required to get 100% in the game. They each count for 1%.
Yeah, finding a secret exit will give you 1%. And also, the routing for this warp room is that because you absolutely have to do that and it puts you in Warp 1, it's better to do Air Crush last so that you can just stay on the platform instead of having to get off it and go into a different level. So here are the Komodo Bros. So these guys' gimmick is that they are very precise. The way that Komodo Joe moves around the... Wait, is it Joe or Mo who's the skinny one?
I think Joe's the skinny one.
Yeah. The way he moves around this arena is based around sort of Crash's positioning and the camera's positioning. And the camera in these games is an object, which is a whole different can of worms. So that is an optimal second phase. Now, if Rex is able to get the camera and Crash in the right position, it's very finicky, and also Joe does not always land in the exact same spot, so it's really kind of like, it's more precise than you can do like 100% of the time. But hopefully Rex can get lucky here, and he will bounce, and there we go. That is the optimal third phase. So yeah, it used to be many, many years ago. We used to just run around here because we didn't understand, and so you would see Joe spinning sometimes for like 15 seconds. And it's like, what are you doing? But now we have the knowledge of actually, you know, thinking about how the game works, and that has saved time. here's plant food, another timer gem, this time the yellow gem. But also a sort of weird interaction with the bonuses here. So you could also do this in Hang 8, but it's not that important. But you're going to see that Rex is going to go into the bonus here on the first pass. Because going into the bonus basically kind of resets the timer and gives you a lot of time. So, no, dying in the bonus will
the timer keeps running in the bonus.
But you do not actually need to die. You can go fast enough. And so Rex is making good pace right now, and hopefully we'll not have to back it up with a death here. So he's going to hit this checkpoint, and then there's some TNTs here. And then do this bonus, which is very badly spaced. So. Okay, good. I heard that crate blow up. I'm always paranoid about that.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, 12 is correct there.
So even though the timer is hidden now in the bottom right, it's actually still ticking away.
Yep.
Usually you can kind of gauge if you're going to be fast enough just by your level of play for the rest, but also by the time that you enter the bonus. Rex entered around like 48 or 49, which is pretty comfortable as long as we don't make any major mistakes.
And so Rex here is going to get hit by this plant here so that these two don't block him. If you did not get hit, then those two kind of attack you at the same time and block the path. So now he's just going to grab the yellow gem, and once again, death abuse. So we can go back to that check. And dying to the nitros there is faster than drowning.
It's actually
a very small.
It's actually possible to get to the end of the level in time and break all the boxes, but the game won't actually give you both items.
Yeah.
So it is required to die at the very last checkpoint, and then you can get the box gem as well.
Yeah. The game can only really spawn one gem at a time at the podium. Oh, that was a, is that a Ricky bounce?
Yeah, it's a Ricky.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ricky.
Yeah, shout outs to the Rexaaayyy who used to get those a lot of the time. Basically, like, if you time a spin as on the same frame or something that you land, the game will just make you jump for some reason. And sometimes you get owned by that.
It's not usually a good thing. It just is a thing.
Yeah. One of the many things you have to deal with Crash 2.
So this level is a good example of using the death abuses to piece together. Well, I don't know if I do that, but normally, so as long as you do because you have to death abuse at the end of plant food, you go into this level knowing what cycles are coming up for this section, which is really handy to have because you're going into the section blind, right? You're just jumping straight into those fires. So it's just a good example of being able to tell what's coming up based on what happens earlier in the game.
Yeah, by the way, Rex was not supposed to go over to that section, by the way, and break those 30-cent boxes over there. That was not intended, despite the fact that it looked semi-intended.
Okay, so you might have seen there's a death route platform, but he's died and it's not there. Well, Zigzag has something to say about the death route platform in this level.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got the gem at least.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's an embed. That's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pixel perfect error basically. If you land right in between the intersection of those two polygons, and that can happen in several spots in the game, you'll just get what's called embedded or stuck, and the only way out is to pause and exit the level.
Yeah, there's a lot of collision in this game where it's not perfectly aligned. So what happens there is basically there's a very, very tiny gap that if you land perfectly on it, you can fall through and you're stuck there and you have to quit out of the level. It's not possible to get out. If you crouch, you just get stuck in a crouch. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, so Road to Ruin. Yeah, Road to Ruin.
It was going so well until it didn't, and now it's going like it should, basically.
Yeah, there's 2 Ruin levels in this game, and they're both pretty rough because it just cascades. They're very tricky because obviously you're pretty much always near a bottomless pit. You're trying to zigzag so you can just easily fall. There's a bad collision so you can have to restart the level. It's a rough one.
I'm a big fan of this level when it goes right, but
yeah,
that's not often enough, sadly. Yeah, let's do this properly this time. Nope. Yeah, okay. That's just, you can't. Yeah, it's just, dropped inputs are just at this point they just happen and you just deal with it. It's okay, sure, let's just move on. That was just a bad timing on my spin slide there.
But again, see, he doesn't have to. You don't have to actually make the jump back. It's just faster to do so. But he will keep the gem, which we've seen several times in this run. Once you collect an item, it's yours.
So enjoy how long this bonus platform takes to. Yeah. Just very beautiful scenery in the background.
It's actually possible to escape the bonus and get back to the level and break all those boxes in the background.
And then you like fall through the floor if you try to go to the ending.
Here's another nice leisurely panoramic view of the level here on this platform.
It's not even the longest in the game, believe it or not.
No, not even close.
But yeah, dying in that bonus is like it's another part of this level that's just great. It's pretty common to do as well, just because of you have to zigzag over gaps and everything. And yeah, just that bonus like platform, just riding it back after dying in there is just insult to injury. Just watching it just go all the way back.
And so there at the end of the level, Rex just slid onto the exit. You can do that on like almost half the exits in the game or something. Just slide up. So Sewer or Later is coming up, and this is one of the most difficult levels in the run because you're going to see these guys with these flamethrowers, and they have an obscene name in the game code that I will not repeat here.
As do a lot of enemies in these games, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the kids weren't looking at the code, so
yeah.
No harm, no foul. But basically, you're going to be either damage abusing through them, or you're going to be actually doing specific movement that allows you to just slide right under them and not get hit. And it's pretty tricky, and getting a full, like, optimal run of this level with all the skips, it's pretty rare. You don't get it that often.
So Rex actually hit the checkpoint there below the mask, which lets him get the mask when he respawns, as opposed to if he broke the mask first, then when he respawned, that box would have already been broken and saved by the checkpoint. So it gives him a mask immediately to have in this level.
So I think this is the first instance of crates on top of nitros. These are pretty bad because basically the nitros can transition their properties to crates that are in the air. So if a crate gets a really high bounce and you just run into it, like when you're in the air, oopsie, you get blown up. They're very, very janky. So here Rex is going to try to jump through this. Yep,
nice.
Do that. It's about spinning and then timing the jump accurately is probably the most consistent way to do that.
That guy is a bit scary, damage abusing off him just because he can bounce in a random direction.
Yeah.
And if you get like thrown into the water while the electricity's happening, it's just...
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. It ends
It's
you.
so over. Yeah. Also, that guy's scary because sometimes when you go to spin him, nothing happens, and then you jump up and try to spin him again, and nothing happens, and you try to spin him again, and nothing happens, and then you get fried. And I think he's the only one in the game that does that. It's very, very stupid.
We have probably some time for donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a $5 donation from Mohave saying, "Good luck, Rexy. Love the couch. Please have a backup save for the end game." Smiley face.
I actually do. I made it about an hour ago.
Most responsible man in the world. We love that, Rexaaayyy.
Oh yeah, so those nitros far off screen by the time I got to them, but this level is the only one of these chase levels that actually has a nitro detonator, so that's fine. Like, I don't have to worry about those ones.
So that also means that this is the best chase level, because you can just go straight through it.
So coming up here is this really long bridge. Normally you would wait for the bear to break it, but you can just death abuse and it will break it for you.
And yeah, there's the secret area here. So this secret area is kind of notorious in casual play. It's very difficult. But with the speedrun strats, and this will be another example of like knowing cycles, because you know these bullets are obviously always at the same time, so you can do some practice here and kind of just cut through this. So fun fact, these 2 life crates there that he just got, they always spawn as life crates. They will never like despawn the lives, even if you get them like 1,000 times. So you can easily farm lives there. It's not the fastest way to farm them, but you can farm lives.
Oh, a little bit too slow there.
So Rex losing his mask there doesn't actually matter because he would lose them instantly then. You're not allowed to have masks during the actual main level because it's a chase level. I guess, I don't know, maybe something glitchy would happen. Or maybe, honestly, it's probably just because it's more challenging to have to actually avoid nitros and stuff.
Yeah.
So that bonus was pretty sequence broken. He just jumped with glitch high to skip the entire puzzle. You know, puzzle, like going forwards and then backwards. Rex is gonna wait for these.
Yeah, I am.
I thought you were just going ahead and then you were gonna wait for them.
I just kind of forgot that they are nitros, and I actually have to break them.
I was waiting for Rab to do a technical explanation on why you have to not get those. I don't remember ever not breaking them. So.
Yeah, I thought he just like brain farted and then was like, okay, I'll just wait.
No,
because you can do that.
For sure.
Yeah, like if you like waited like sort of near that fence, then they would have still been on screen enough for the bear to break them.
So we're going to make sure we actually break these boxes as well. It's faster than waiting for the bear, because if we break the checkpoint that we just got now, and we make sure to, if we don't collect those boxes, then of course we can't actually go back and break them after breaking the checkpoint. So
here Rex is getting on top of the level.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, just
I don't even think that's
normal crash things.
I think it's like a very minor one.
Yeah, because you can like spam the charge jump up there a little bit, but it's so minor. It just looks cool. And sometimes that's all that matters.
So here's
another secret exit,
Another sort of weird secret here, maybe the weirdest one.
Yeah, so the key to kind of knowing that might be there is that in all the other chase levels, the boulder actually blocks you once you enter the end, and you cannot actually backtrack into the level. But on that level, you can leave, and on your way off the bear, there's that piece of collision that just kind of sticks out that looks like you might be able to do something with.
Yeah, so remember when I said that we don't like bear levels? Well, we're about to do 2 in a row, but at least this is the best one because you actually go very fast. Yeah, there's not much to talk about here. Those 2x2s, they sometimes like to just have one not break, and it's very annoying.
Yeah. No, the shoutouts to Crash 4 on launch and their 2x2s and bear levels.
Yeah, Crash 4 on launch had, and I believe maybe even some version of the game still does, each crate, regardless of whether it was in a stack or not, had an individual hitbox. So you could just like plow straight through the middle of like 2x2s, and like one would just be like, I don't care, I'm not getting broken. And it made the perfectly insane, or whatever they're called, relics, where you have to break all the boxes without dying in a level. It made that extremely annoying on those levels.
Yeah, that's why we all ran 80% and not ACG.
I mean, you don't need those for ACG. Oh, yeah. Not the insanely perfect.
No.
Yeah, that was totally bear, a great sort of bonus level. Level 26. And, now he's going to do probably the consensus pick for worst level in the game. Bear down. So Totally Bear was going fast on the bear. Bear down is going insanely, excruciatingly, painfully slow on the bear. Yeah, this. If you've gotten another donation,
yeah, now it's perfect.
Here, or you want to advertise the marathon, yeah. So
we just got a $5 donation from Jazzy saying "couch full of legends."
Shouts to Jazzy.
Legend in his own right, from the wonderful Finland. So yeah, this level is not as hard as the other 2 bear levels, but it's so boring and slow that it's probably it ends up harder because you might fall into a coma while playing.
I am trying so hard just to stay awake right now.
Also, like, the slowness actually does kind of increase the difficulty because it's just really crap.
It's just very easy to make a mistake when there's not much going on.
Yeah.
It does speed up a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, very janky as well. It's basically you hit like the halfway point of the level and then it just increases your speed. Like, it's not like it increases throughout the level. It's just, no, you hit a trigger and then you're going faster.
Yeah, probably the only thing that can really majorly go wrong on this level is the ice sections with the boxes on them, because if you tap to the right too early or too late, Crash is just going to fly off and miss the box placement.
So Rex is going to grab this gem, and then he's not going to do me in a 2014 race. He's going to go backwards and get another secret exit. And so now you're going to see the secret entrance for Air Crash, which is pretty short, but sometimes can be very long because there are a lot of mines and explosives in this area. Shoutouts to these crates here with the lives of them. There's a great Dustiel, I believe, clip of what that looks like on the remaster, and why the remaster is bad. They did not exactly get the bouncing physics right in the remaster, so that is an insanely difficult feat to accomplish. So yeah, you can see he's one of the nice perks of the secret entrance is that you get the nitro detonator, so you just blow up all the nitro. So actually the second run of this level, the main level, is easier because there's no nitros. Pretty good cycle there. A lot of this level is like basically these mine cycles and how they're going to play out.
So this bonus, it seems easy relative to how far we are into the game, but remember this is like level 7, even though we have done levels like in the Secret Warp Room and most of Warp 3. Actually all of Warp 3. So this bonus seems like, oh, that seems easy for this point in the game, but again, this is an early game level technically. So
Rex tried to go for a spin slide off of that crate, and if you spin on a crate that bounces you, like really only a metal arrow box, or I guess an exclamation mark box, you cancel the bounce and you can just sort of slide them. And if you extend the slide off enough, you just won't get a bounce at all, so it's a very minor time save.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting as well how you can damage a boost off a mine. As long as you have a mask, you won't actually blow up the board, so you can use that to get up on top of that platform and break the boxes. It just saves having to jump across to them, manually break them and come back, so it saves a little bit of time.
That is Air Crash 2, and that is all of the first 3 warps completed, except for Tiny Tiger, who I guess I will explain the weirdness of Tiny as we are about to go after him. Let's pray for the glitched water here.
Oh yeah, we love the glitched water. It didn't happen.
Unfortunate. So Tiny is sort of known as the RNG boss, but he's not really that random. Basically, it is random which exact platforms are going to fall. But which ones fall, so that you're about to see here, is based upon where you're standing and which platform you're standing. So effectively, the platforms that could fall are platforms that are 1 jump adjacent to you. So if you're standing in a corner, it can only be 4 platforms. If you're standing in the middle, it can be any of the 9. And also, so the gimmick here is that on each phase, 1 less platform falls, so it makes it harder to kill him. With Tiny, he has this weird thing with his respawn animation where you actually want to, on the first 2 phases, you want to make him do an extra jump before he falls, because he will actually rise up faster and saves you a little bit of time over the fight. On the 3rd phase, it does not matter. I've actually timed it to the frame, and whether you delay him once or not, you get the same time for the entire fight. So. And yeah, that was Tiny. That was a good time.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, so Warp 4. Warp Room 4 is probably like where you're going to see like the real difference between like the skill levels in this game. This Warp Room has no bear level, no sort of anything other than platforming with Crash, and it's very long. A lot of the levels here are long. A lot of them have a lot of death abuse, and they're just very hard levels. So this is one of the hardest levels in the run here, is Ruination, because again, it's a Ruin level. It's even laggier than Road to Ruin. It's got a really tough section, and it's got quite some distance between checkpoints. So let's hope that this section goes well here. This is a pretty infamous section, the green gem path. Yeah, you got to get some really well-spaced and tightly timed jumps here to do this fast. Coming up here, this is going to do a big curved slide into a glitch high there. You can stand on this scenery, so that's a little safer here. this rain does make the game lag a bit more. Obviously, when the game's lagging, higher likelihood of dropping frames. So here you can just avoid having to go on the platforms there, save a little time, then grab the gem, not slide under it.
Nice shoes.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So shoes. Basically, when you have a falling death, there is a 25% chance that. Wait, is it 25% for shoes or the other way around? I don't know.
Yeah, it's 25%. Yeah, for
yeah. So a 1 in 4 chance that you'll get that shoes animation, and that is actually going to be throughout the run. You know, obviously, if you got it every time, you'd be losing time. It's about 2 seconds, but or like 1.5 seconds or something. But there is one specific instance which maybe how this run is going, we'll see it. There is one instance where it can cost you a lot of time and be a massive pain in the ass if it happens. So hopefully it doesn't if Rex chooses to go for it. This bonus, incredibly laggy, easy to die, and yes, this is the one we were talking about. This just takes forever. I guess they were really, really proud of like how the level lights up with the lightning. I mean, it's cool, but yeah, this was not necessary. Donos?
Yeah. Got any?
Yeah, if you have any time donations.
We've got a $5 donation from Jesus Christ saying, Leviticus 17:2 and Rexaaayyy bringeth light upon this speedrunning marathon. Put this towards the Final Fantasy X-2 song.
Okay, so you notice Rex has 2 masks here, and this is an instance of where he wanted it. You want to leave Ruination or Cold Hard, which are the only 2 levels you could do this in, with 2 masks. Because coming up is going to be Hanging Out, and this is the level where you actually want invincibility, because there is a hangrail section. The hangrail is very slow normally, but you get a massive speed buff with the invincibility on the hangrails, but we're not even going to use the hangrails as long as we don't get hit here. It's very tragic when you get hit before there, but hopefully we will not be punished here. Like, camera here with these barrels is like, it's really trying to make you get hit.
Just taking this a bit slow because I really want to show this off there.
Good cycle here, you should just be able to go through, so...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I am going slow. I could have made that, but oh well.
Right, so here's the bongos.
The whoop 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 is coming up here.
Here we go.
So instead of the hangrail, he's just going to go here because this is a little faster. He's going to do a ton of zigzagging. If you could see a controller cam right now, he is going ham on this controller. And yeah, that's a little faster than going on the hangrails with the invincibility.
Nice.
And,
and broke all the boxes. The invincibility
very good.
means the movement was very good there.
Yeah. So here's another wacky bonus with some stupid stuff in it. So first of all, there's this giant tower of crates here. So yeah, cool. It's going to be the slide. Yep. The slide was just a little short, so you didn't get the bounce off there. And finally, it's going to be spin breaks over these crates here. So yeah, very
nerve-wracking thing in the game.
yeah.
Nothing compares.
There's a reason that he blew up all the TNTs and stuff before that, because if you're doing that while the TNTs are blowing up, the game just lags into oblivion.
Oh my god, jump on the thing. That's fine, it's like a really short death. This end section is quite, like, small.
Yeah. So Rex wanted to take that hit that he took before that, because there's going to be another death abuse, because there is another secret exit here. So he's just going to go to the box gem here, and then take a dip.
Just don't forget the crystal on the way back.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a weird move here. This is literally the only place in Crash 2 or 3 that you'll see it, which is crouching up and grabbing the... Crouching Cratch's feet up to the hangrails.
Yeah. It's a great demo of his core strength.
Yeah, very cool move. You can actually, if you time a spin extremely precisely, spin instead, but that's a very bad idea.
Well, on the last one there, it's fine, but on the first 2, they're just moving too slow.
Right.
So, here is the second and last actual secret level. It's Totally Fly. So there's going to be a jungle level, but in the dark. So, yeah. With the hardest strat in the game. So, if you really want to be a sweaty nerd and impress people, you can do this without getting the fireflies. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you ever want to run this game. Become a legend.
The level layout itself is not like overly complex.
Yeah.
With the pits and everything, there's a lot of actual like space between them. Whoops. But yeah, like if you look up at like there's a video on these levels with like regular lighting, and they are very basic. But
yeah,
I'm gonna stop talking so I can finish the level.
You gotta get in the lead. Yeah.
Do you mind if I jump in with a donation here?
That's perfectly fine.
Alright. Because we just got $3,000 from Elgato saying, amazing work, AusSpeedruns. Elgato are proud to be part of such a fantastic campaign. And Elgato are our major sponsors for this event, and it is so fantastic to have them on board to support the Game on Cancer initiative. And Elgato are a world-leading provider of audiovisual technology for content creators that make premium webcams, microphones, Steam Deck controllers, capture cards, and so much more. Thank you so much, Elgato.
So yeah, you might have noticed he basically did that entire bonus in the dark, and that's because that firefly is insanely slow. So he just gets left behind.
This is fantastic game design.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fight is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's super hard.
Yeah.
It's not really, but yeah. I actually just like
yeah, sometimes you get tripped up.
Yeah.
And I mean, on that one, you actually got owned by the scenery. You just bonked it.
It is on like a right, left, right like movement, but just bonked on a mushroom or something on this side. You're just gonna have to trust me on that because you can't see it, but that's definitely what happened there.
Yeah, Rex here is gonna save a little time by not breaking crates and then going back to the firefly, which is sort of like the original puzzle there. So that is totally flying. Yeah, they didn't put a whole lot of effort into the secret levels here. They are.
Because no one would ever find them. There's no secret levels.
So here's a yes, Cold Heart.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I got tripped up for a moment there as well. I was like, which one? Yeah, so here's Cold Hard Crash. This is the longest level in the run. It's going to show off a glitch called the box duplication, which involves a bonus and just sort of the wacky ways that it interacts with checkpoints and stuff. So here Rex is going to do what seems like a 100% run of the level, but there will be a change. Nice snipe.
Completely useless probably, but...
So first he's going to jump over this checkpoint because he does not want it. Going to continue to break all the crates that he comes across. Jump over the bonus as well. Don't want that yet. Break these and fear that hedgehog. Do a...
Oh, that's really rough.
Yeah,
the re-entry?
Yeah,
there is a death route in this level that we need to like at least touch on the first pass, so that's just a quick re-entry, that's fine.
Yeah, so how the death routes, if you touch the death route and then leave, but you can die, I'm pretty sure as many times as you want, and it will still stay there.
Yeah.
So once you've solidified it there, it will never go away unless you leave the level.
Alright, so Rex managed to snipe the penguin. He did not get it perfectly because he didn't get the last one, but that's like really finicky anyway, so getting 3 is really good. But yeah, this level is like just super punishing because of the fact that like you can, die very easily in this section, and then, because of the death route, whoopsie, lost like over half a minute.
Casually, this is also probably the most confusing level to actually get all of the boxes in and all the gems and everything.
Yeah.
If you're just playing the game casually, it's not exactly clear what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, this was the last level I got 100% in as a kid. There's a lot happening here. So Rex is going to hit this nitro and then go back. You don't need to hit that nitro, but it's good for the crate count. Now he has stored the death route. He can die as much as he wants, and that's very important. Because we're going to go into the bonus here. A little bit of a skip here to just fall down a little faster instead of moving around there.
That should be fine.
Yeah, that's good. So there's a crate hidden up there. Thank you, Naughty Dog. Very cool.
Very classic Naughty Dog
now,
there.
imagine that, but in every level, and that's Crash 4. So now he's going to go onto the bonus platform here. and he's going to die. And you'll notice that the crate counter is still up and still ticking up. It was not reset. So this overrides the game's ability to reset the crate counter back to what it should be, which is 0, because he has not broken any checkpoints and he's back at the start of the level. But now he has duplicated all of these boxes so he can break them again. And this is very important because this level basically has a split path. You can go through the death route, and at the very end there is a gem. But also, if you just keep going on the normal way, there are a lot of crates. But with the box dupe, you can just go all the way through the death route, grab the gem, and just keep on going through the end of the level.
It's also important that he got that checkpoint there, because if you actually die before hitting the checkpoint, the game remembers that it was supposed to subtract away the boxes that you broke before the checkpoint, and then you'll actually probably just leave the level and re-enter if that happened.
Probably, yeah. There is actually a way to grab the gem at the end of this without falling down, but it's very precise, and in real time it's just not really faster. So he's going to be breaking a few more crates in this section just to get the crate count right.
It's also important that we mentioned the Turtle Woods box counter earlier where it checks for 0. Every level in this game, you must have the exact number of crates to get the gem. So this level has 155 crates normally. So if Rex ends the level with 156, for example, the counter at the end would say 156 out of 155 and not give him the gem. So he has to be careful that he breaks the exact right amount. So he's actually he already skipped 2 crates, and he can skip 1 here at the end, and now he has the exact correct amount. Because the game doesn't care which 155 boxes you broke, just that you broke 155 of them for this level, for example, and that allows him to get the gem there.
And that's everything in one pass, as opposed to doing it multiple times. So.
Right, so digging it. Another one of the hardest levels in the run. Can't believe that there are so many in this one warp room. So this level also has a box dupe. We might see it. It's not up to us if we see it, because if Rex wants to go for it, that shoes RNG I mentioned, well, if he gets the shoe animation, it's not possible. It is insanely tight. Even if you don't get shoes, if your movement and the line you take is not optimal enough, you are not going to get the dupe, and you're literally like right in front of a hole. So, yeah.
Yeah, the reason it works for the Cold Hard bonus is because the Cold Hard bonus has like 30-something boxes, and the path back is very short. The Digging It bonus has about as many boxes, but the path back is a little longer on the bonus platform, so it makes it substantially harder.
Yeah, those tikis sort of like will move one of 2 directions, and I think it might be random, or maybe it's like very precisely positioned.
So Rex is going for the dupe here.
So he skipped that checkpoint and gone ahead to break 7 crates.
Now, checkpoint now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Yeah, you just can't break it after the bonus.
So now he's going to do the bonus. Oh, he got the jump there.
Yeah.
That's a nice little time saver there. Saves going on the arrow crate. So here he's going to break all of these, break all of these. These will all get blown up. He needs to hit these nitros because you need all 26 crates in this bonus.
Moment of truth here.
Let's see it.
No, it's not good. Hey, what a go.
Oh, it worked.
Oh, wait, what? Really? Okay.
Yeah, 54.
Yeah, you got it.
Wow.
All right, well,
Let's continue. I don't remember how to do. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Clap.
Yeah.
Clearly the crowd's as confused as I am.
So now the last scary part.
Okay, he's good now.
Now
he saves it.
Okay, there we go. So he can skip 1 crate here, which he has already done, I think, for that one in the air. So you dupe exactly 1 more box than you need. So yeah, that's like, even though it's so random and you barely ever get it, this is such a nice dupe because the section it avoids playing is really annoying. So here he's just going to wait, no, you.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is fine though.
Yeah, just.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, dupe route, you would normally do that a lot. Oh, yeah, because you didn't go up to the checkpoint. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
No, just like keep going through the main level.
Yeah, now you have the gem. You're
so,
I have successfully wasted all the time that the dupe saved.
Yeah, so if you get the dupe, you're supposed to go up here and break this checkpoint up here, and then just keep going.
Yeah. Man, why did I get you?
No, it's fine. You showed off the dumbest.
How many boxes do you need?
95.
89.
Wait.
Do we even get dupe?
Wait.
We didn't even get it.
Oh, no. Wait, no, yeah, you had 54 when you respawned. 54 is right.
54 is right.
Wait.
With you?
Is it?
He clearly doesn't know what he's on about either.
It's 54 at some point.
Yeah. Well, now I'm thinking about
Well,
the
now-
boxes weren't there
That's
on the
fine.
respawn, so he
Didn't
didn't break
catch it.
them. He didn't break them
catch it.
twice.
So now we've got to show
Oh
every
my
way
God.
of doing the level.
Yeah.
You were supposed to break the friggin' checkpoint before. Yeah, I could.
Oh,
right,
yeah, because
right,
it
right.
actually
Yeah,
saved the
okay,
boxes
okay.
being
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to go all the way back through this section that I
Okay,
haven't done
well-
in about 5 years.
Okay, here's,
let's see how
Yeah,
goes.
this is
Okay.
this is extremely rare footage here because you never go this way.
Here's basically a donation incentive. This is for Elgato and the $3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just padding it out.
By the way, we're really good at this game and we know everything.
Alright, wow, yeah, when was the last time?
I've
Is there another
legitimately never seen
Oh,
this
yeah,
part
there
of
is
the
another
game.
B. Okay.
There's always another B.
Yeah, okay, 2 beats, 2 beats.
Yeah, so I think you actually got the dupe, but you had saved breaking the boxes with the checkpoint, so you couldn't re-break
Oh,
them.
right, yeah. Okay. Go away. Go away. Hi, okay. Go. Boxes.
Yeah, so.
We just go back,
Yeah,
I
just
suppose.
let's do it now. Back through, yeah. Probably don't want to do the jump back now.
Yeah. Especially
no.
not now. Oop,
Yeah, and then you have to go back. Well, you have to go back all through the right path again.
It's like playing the game for the first time again. This is crazy.
Welcome to Let's Play episode 37 here.
Now he's back in the air. This section sucks because, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, those plants will just spit those bombs randomly. They're extremely annoying. But yeah, 79 now with the upcoming checkpoint, which is already broken. That is the correct count.
Okay.
So just don't die, because
Yeah, I'm trying. I really am.
please bless
okay.
us.
Yeah. I don't know if this is an optimal digging it, but
Maybe a little time to save.
yeah. I think
Don't beat yourself
could
up
have been
about
better.
it.
Alright. Never been so relieved to pick up a gem in my life. That was awful.
So this death is on purpose as well, because we're going to now get another
Where am
sequence
I?
of, guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're in a completely different position, because usually we would spawn at a different checkpoint here.
Yeah.
So you spawn normally at the fork, like right up the ramp here, but just a quick little.
So this plant here on this pillar might seem weird. Secret exit.
Alright, yeah, great. Awesome.
Yeah. So,
That was a dig.
I am so lost.
yeah. And so I'm gonna tank the B on that one, because when you said like, oh, do I break this checkpoint? I just went yeah, because I was completely just on autopilot. So he's going to go back into Totally Fly. Totally Fly will, when he quits out of it, because he doesn't need to do it, that will spit him back into Warp 4. So no wasted Warp Room movement. Now he's going to do Behaving, which is the last level in Warp 4. The grand odyssey of Warp 4 is nearing an end.
Really made the most out of it this run.
We got some extra Warp 4 action this time.
I just
then-
really like digging it.
Yeah, it's tons of fun. So there he used the scenery there to skip jumping.
Oop. Rare animation.
Oh, yeah.
You're
yeah.
never meant to see that in a speedrun. If you see that in a speedrun, something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, basically, if you just like spin without doing anything else,
Oop,
top of
hi.
the whoa, glitch low. Okay, good reaction time there. Yeah, if you spin without doing anything on the sort of reddish dirt there, you'll go under it. So, yeah. And that's supposed to be how you deal with like these plants and bees. So there's a very epic glitch with the bees here where I believe it's if you hit the box on the frame that they come out of, or like spawn from the beehive, there will be a bee in the box, and if you're not spinning when you break that box, if you're sliding, the bee will hit you. So yeah, very, very cool.
This stack of nitros that Rex passed, a little suspicious.
Yeah, it was like they weren't
They weren't
moving
bouncing or
Yeah.
something, yeah?
almost like they were painted steel crates or something. So this is the hardest section in the game casually, probably. And yeah, just oopsie.
Yeah,
They put the gem right at the start.
Yeah, Naughty Dog were nice enough to just put the gem at the start of the hardest part of the entire game.
And make it so you keep items when you die, so you just spin, die, and grab it.
Exactly.
These boxes on top of the nitros are horrible offenders for just dying because of the nitro hitbox displacement there.
Yeah, sometimes they jump up really high and you'll just get blown up because of the weird glitchy properties of crates on top of nitros. There is a psychotic strat with that, where you can go next to the nitros and jump and spin, and if you get ungodly lucky, you will not get bounces and you will actually break them. But
shout out to
2036.
Yeah, shout out to the Stewart 0000.
Wow,
my!
that was really lucky, actually.
Yeah, that was
that was sketchy there.
and you got the that's the hardest platform to slide on in the game. Yeah, he got really lucky. He got a very low glitch high there, but he timed it well enough and went far enough to not get blown up. So here comes Engine, and he's the mashing boss. So Rex is going to assume his mashing position here, and there are there's weirdness with the Wampas, but some good timing and good mashing. All should be good. F5 is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to get 10 hits on each arm, and you want to hit both arms at the same time. That's called fast arms. That's the fastest you can clear this section. And yeah, basically Engine will do that animation even if you only blow up one of the limbs. So you want to hit them both at the same time so they blow up at the same time. Save some time. So he's going to get double shoulders. So he's counting here. You're getting, yep, you're getting 5 hits now.
Nice.
All there. Now he's going to go for the one cycle lead.
Oh, that's awful. No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was,
that
was definitely not going to work.
His pattern on the end here is consistent. He always goes to the right after the middle, so
yeah,
just move over.
So
this is like 5 seconds, maybe.
Yeah. So what Rex tried to do there is that if you time it correctly, you can actually get all 5 hits on that before he shoots his laser, and it saves like 5.5 or 6 seconds.
And if you miss it, though, then you die and have to do the whole boss again.
If you commit to it and you miss it.
Yeah. This is one of the harder levels in the game.
Yeah, this is the scariest level in the run.
Yeah.
This level, you have to basically clear out the entire main level and then backtrack to the death room. So, yeah, this is... And at the high level, this run has some really brutal cycles that you have to go very fast on. And obviously, there's no invisible wall on the side here, so it's very easy to fall off. So, wishing Rex good luck here.
It actually also allows you to go around the pillars here.
Yeah.
Which can help in certain situations.
Just gonna wait on this. I'm already like way behind my cycle that I'm used to.
So yeah, they're those tentacle bots. You're not supposed to be able to spin them, but if you sort of have the right positioning and timing with a spin from like above, you can kill them with a spin. It's just a little bit of a time save. So here's the death route coming up, but Naughty Dog were very, very cruel. So there's one crate you have to get there. Now watch where this checkpoint's going to be coming up. So this is the checkpoint. Now you have to keep going through this section. To break this crate, and now you go back. So
on the remake, they super nerfed this, and the nitros will actually blow up that crate.
Unless it jumps. Oh. If you get a nitro jump, I do believe it is possible that on NST it will not blow up that crate.
We love RNG.
I believe that's just karma for them making it easier.
Yeah, like that give and take.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rex using a damage boost there to jump off those nitros. Basically a, not like frame perfect glitch high, but a very optimal glitch high is just high enough to get you on top of those pistons when they're at max height. You can actually fall between the tiny gap there, between the level and the bonus platform.
Okay, well he had a mask, so that's why he kept the mask.
Yeah, obviously if I didn't have that mouse there and died, that would be like...
He would have to re-enter the level and do all of that.
Yeah.
Have to redo the entire thing. That's fine.
Cool little trick coming here with the scientist shield guy. can just get on top of the front of the level here and just NSS all the way across as opposed to having to dodge everything on the ground. There's also some really good music in this route. You just don't hear a whole lot of it.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, that's a really tricky swap to deal with.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no
so
re-entry on piston. It is good.
Digging it, taketh, piston it, give it. So, but if you thought that you hadn't gotten enough of extremely brutal piston levels, well,
Here comes another
check
one.
out the next level. So, Spaced Out has the 5 gem path. So, this is the only time the purple gem is used. So, you know, honorable mention to the purple gem. It takes you to the very last section of a 1 pit. So Rex is going to do a death abuse there. Again, as I mentioned very early in the run, death abuses reset the global cycles, so by dying, he now knows what these cycles are going to be and how he wants to approach them. So another sort of obnoxiously long intro here. Rex is going to wait there and then jump over here. Jump a little early here. Why do you spin bounce those? That's psychotic.
Yeah, I've done it. Look, I've done it for like 10 years and it hasn't backfired on me, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
So you can see, like, with that death abuse and like the knowledge ahead of time of what they're going to be, he can make this much more tolerable. Now just through these.
Yeah, just be very careful on this gem.
Yeah, there was a very unfortunate event that happened once where someone mistimed a slide on that gem, and yeah. So yeah, that's all the purple gem is used for. So thanks for coming. Now the main level of Spaced Out, which is very short.
What? Okay. That's just ruined my cycle. That's fine. Oh, we'll have to wait somewhere, probably up here. Yeah, let's just go with that.
And if you like that trick in the piston at death route, here it comes again.
Not quite as
Not quite as fancy.
Yeah, only a couple slides here, but still very worth it.
Hi.
Okay.
not bad.
I don't know if I agree with the game on that one.
So here, big 3D range slide. That's what we call like abusing these sort of designs of these levels. By the way, we call them 3D ranges. So there was a big 3D range slide in there to just sort of go a little faster.
That jump always scares me because it's so easy to embed there.
Yeah, yeah. The collision on these platforms here is really, really terrible. So yeah, as if this level isn't brutal enough, it's also got spin breaks here, but at least these ones are not as bad as the hanging out bonus. So you can just see like how densely packed this level is, and so it's like, if you actually look at the time between like when you respawn from the 5 gem to like when you finish it, you'd be like, oh, this is a really short level, but there's just so much crap. Like look at how many enemies and pistons and things are just packed into this one section.
That's
boy.
classic. That just happens every time.
Yeah,
And I still go
the
for
disrespect.
Yeah.
And then just, yeah, shoes to rub it in, as always.
Yes, basically what I think happens there is that like you sort of walk into the shield guy as he's falling, and that just completely eats your jump.
it. All right, and that's the hard levels of the game done.
But now it's time for a
The
cool
spooky,
trick?
the spooky level, or
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
trick.
I'm not sure if I want to attempt it because they'll put me overestimate if I fail it. So, would be funny though.
Gotta go for it.
I'll go for one, yeah, sure.
So, again, what Rex did there is that there is a huge trigger that wants to make the animation of Crash putting the jetpack on start. But if you pause buffer, you can buffer out one spin frame perfectly, or one input frame perfectly. You want to spin, and spin straight through the trigger to the other side. Rex did it in a weird way there, where he like went down and fell onto some collision below, but it still works. You can still get a spin out there, and it will give you control. So now Rex is doing a jetpack level without the jetpack level, which is about like 15 seconds faster.
But he has
and obviously
to be
very cool.
particularly careful in here. Anything that will cause Crash to die with an animation that is not possible on the jetpack, most notably getting electrocuted, will instantly freeze the game.
Yeah.
Because that animation just doesn't exist in this level.
Yeah, so
you can only die to nitros or getting blown up by a nitro or like a bomb or
no. You are.
Oh
no,
you can take a hit from a nitro, but you can't die to it, and you cannot touch electricity at all.
Yeah, it was
Okay, yeah. So there's a sort of a zip at the end there, where if you position the camera right and are in the sort of the right height, you can just zip to the end, grabbing the crystal, and still like survive. Yeah, that was jetpackless. It's also possible in the last jetpack level, but yeah, no.
Very not worth it.
Yeah. At least I got to show it off and didn't crash the game, so that's great.
Yeah, very good not crashing the game.
Yeah. Alright, we have 2 fairly basic levels left. We have like Totally Fly, but they're a little bit more interesting.
Well, Night Fight, right? It's not Totally Fly. Isn't it Night Fight here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was right. He said like Totally Flies.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry, Joe, but I had to call that one out.
All right, well, I'll
trying to put words in my mouth.
I'll take that one.
So yeah, Night Fight here is yeah, again another dark jungle level, a bit more interesting than Totally Fly, although it does have the possibility to get a really massive death here because there's some bad checkpoint spacing. So Rex is not going to go on the death route here. Don't need it. It's going to be faster to just backtrack to the point where the crates are.
Yeah, unlike the Digging It death route, which we saw plenty of, the death route here, it only has the platform from the front. You could just enter from the back normally, and there is no platform.
Yeah, it's a kind of strange design choice, but I respect it. So, it's going to come up to a pretty infamous bonus here, not for any like difficulty reasons, but because on the NTSC version of this game, you just crash sometimes when you leave this bonus. And I think it might have to do with how many Wampa you collect, but honestly, I don't know, and I don't want to do the science because I don't want to touch NTSC. Yeah. So somebody else will have to test that out. So you can see he got 104 Wampa, and he's not trying to get all of them.
Yeah, so like right where the game kind of stopped there on NTSC, it will not restart.
Yeah, it just craps out. That's that. So yeah, here's going through the back of the death route. So there's 2 crates here, and then this gem is just not that far back. It's right, going up here, there's one more enemy. There it is. So yeah, that is a little bit faster than going through the front.
It's also a lot easier.
Yeah.
Just due to the fireflies and everything.
So there's a pit there, with the right spacing, he knows where to go. So this level is pretty laggy, so you can get a lot of like dropped slide spins and stuff like that. But also sometimes like the enemy spacing is just like a tiny bit off, so you have to just sort of tank not doing a slide spin to sort of reset your positioning. Alright, so there is one more level left and one more boss, and boy, are they just exhilarating examples of gameplay in this.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know how Rex skipped the jetpack in that last level, and it was very cool? You cannot do that here, and it's very uncool. Well, you can do it, but it's very
like
hard to make it
2 or
worth
3
it.
seconds. Yeah, and it's much harder to do optimally than Pack Attack. And also, I'm not sure if this is still true, but like the game can kind of randomly crash while doing it. I think it has been like sussed out like things you can do to like just not have the game crash. Like in Pack Attack, I actually forgot to mention it, but when he was doing Packless in Pack Attack, there were certain things that Rex did that were specifically like, they might have looked weird and like slow, but they were specifically to avoid having the game crash. So for instance, there was a scientist where like he spun him and then jumped immediately, and that was because if you do that, the game will not crash. So yeah, the jetpack is really exhilarating here. It's, you hold X, move around, spin.
Yeah, on PAL, actually, you can get through the scientists with 1 spin because you move fast enough. So that helps in this level.
The scariest moment of the entire run there, if you're not paying attention to the cycle.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you guess wrong where those bombs are, if you didn't pay attention, oopsie.
And this is right at the very end.
Right. So yeah, time is actually going to be coming up pretty soon because the final boss gimmick here is Neo Cortex. And his gimmick is that he is doo-doo caca. Dr. Cortex will take a whopping 21 seconds from when this loading screen is over to be beaten. As long as Rex doesn't miss the hit, which is possible, but we're just not going to do that.
No,
not reaching for a split key here, which is the classic mistake.
Get ready here. So when he deals the last hit, that's going to be time. So second hit is coming up here, right? And one left. Ooh, hit the.
That's fine.
Rock. That's fine. Didn't slow. Yeah, yeah. And that is time.
Oh, thank God.
It's over.
It's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, that's
yeah. Okay, that was Crash 2, 100%. Not the greatest run. We got to show off the digging it back rooms, which is interesting.
The back rooms.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Rab, for talking technical, because we can't.
No problem. Sorry for the brain fart on digging it. So, yeah.
Oh, good. We needed some excitement, and that was plenty. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you're interested in speedrunning this game at all, speedrun.com/crash. There's all the resources and everything.
Yeah, we have a Discord server, very active. Generally, if you're asking a question in there, you'll get a pretty quick response. With modern sort of PS2 mods, most people play this on a PS2. It's very easy to just like get this game, even if you're out of region. But yeah, I will stop waffling now.
Yeah, all right, we're done. Thank you.
And we have a $10.10 donation from Dan and Worcester, saying this donation goes out to Joe from the 1010 Club. May he ascend from the 1016 slums and join us in Kururin glory as we hunt for the fabled sub 10.
Okay, we're ready for our next run. We have Jack 3 Any% Hero Mode by Wotin. So please take it away.